Hello, this is Annalisa from Faith Dream Create, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a card for you, and I will be using this stamp set from My Favorite Things, and this is called Grande Size Love, and it is the Pure Innocence stamp. And I will also be using the background stamp that you see right here. This is the Honeybee Stamps coffee bean background. So I'm going ahead and getting out my stamping platform to ink up this background, and I will be using some Distress Oxide inks, or a Distress Oxide ink, to ink up this background. And what I should have done for this background is not used the magnets, but just put a little bit of adhesive on the back of the panel or the card base, which I am doing this directly on my card base, so that the magnets didn't get in the way of the stamping. I had to move them around and it was a little bit crazy, but not used to background stamps, but that's definitely a tip of what to do. Sorry for seeing my hand there in the footage. But yeah, I'm using the brown Distress Oxide ink here, and you can see that I'm just struggling with the magnets there. But by using the stamping platform, I'm able to get a crisp stamp, and I'm able to go in until it is stamped down completely. But I learned some lessons along the way with this. So I just went ahead and kept going with this, and then I will go ahead and work on the next part of the card once there was a perfect image. And a few spots were not exactly the best because of the way I kind of went about it, but it still works. It still looks really cool, all the coffee beans grouped together, and I'm going to put a little bit over it so it is all good. And then this is the Pure Innocence My Favorite Things stamp, and I'm going to go ahead and ink that up with the stamping platform again. And I'm using a Memento Tuxedo black ink, because that is great for coloring with Copics and Spectrum Noir markers. And then I will go ahead and color this up. And all of the supplies that I use in my video will always be listed down below in the description box if you are curious and want to know more about the products and get a closer look at those. Definitely check out the links down below. And I also have a link to my Instagram. If you want to go follow me over there, you can find that information down below in the description box. And so just coloring this up, I am using a Copic color for the skin, and then I'm going to go ahead and use, I think I use Copic colors for this. And for the hair, I am just using my Memento Tuxedo black marker. Yeah, I use Copics for this. I wanted a light green, and in my Spectrum Noir markers, I do not have a very good light green, so I went ahead and used my Copics. I've been using my Copics a little bit more, but I don't have that many. But I have a few more in the Spectrum Noir, and they are my go-to. So that is the process. Then adding in the greens. Can you tell that I made this for somebody who likes green? And then just blending it together a little bit with, and adding some shading with some gray. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some details in as well. And colored in her leggings and her shoes. I just love these little girl images from My Favorite Things. I wish that I could just collect them all, and I never do. And there's so many that are discontinued that are so cute, but they are so cool. And when I can see one that I really feel like I could use a few times, I definitely want to try and pick them up because they're so cute. They remind me of my nieces and now my little girl. So I definitely love these images, and there are so many things that you could do with them and so many options. So here I am adding a little bit of detail in with my white gel pen, and I'm adding some polka dots onto her outfit just to make it stand out a little bit more and give it a pop. And I added a heart on the coffee cup as well. And then I'm going to be working on the sentiment. So I'm using the Happy Birthday Borders stamp set from Simon Says Stamp, and our birthday borders, and I have been using this stamp set a lot, and this one stamp in particular. There's a lot of other stamps on this stamp set and the candles and all of that. It is such a versatile stamp set, so definitely check it out. And I'm using the white embossing powder on the black with the Simon Says Stamp clear embossing ink to get a great image, and that ink dries slower so that you can emboss. And then heat setting that. And again, I love how the white embossing powder just stands out so much on the black. It's just so vibrant, and it just adds that extra to your card and makes the sentiment stand out for sure. So I kept this card pretty simple. I didn't add a lot to it. And so I brought in some green cardstock as well, cut it down to a strip, and then I'm just using this to cutting it into a border, or a banner, kind of a border, but a banner, and then I'm adhering that onto the green cardstock, and then I can adhere that down to my card and all of that, and then adhere the little girl as well. And for the girl, I ended up using some foam tape just to add a little bit more to this card, since it was very simple and very flat. I wanted to have a little bit of dimension on the card. Now, I definitely could have gone ahead and added some green sequins or some green enamel dots or some green Nuvo drops or all of those things, but I just really wanted to keep it simple. I loved the background with the coffee beans, and there was just so much to it already happening. Thought about adding some more green at the top, but I kept it simple, and this is the finished product. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I'd love to have you here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.